Morning all. All right, so some hockey news for all you fine people for your Saturday. It is now August 6th. I have one more day here and then home we go. All right, so Michael Brindamore is going to be stepping down as chair of Hockey Canada's board of directors. No relation to Rod Brindamore. So this is seemingly the first domino to fall. The board's going to be meeting and discussing what their next steps are going to be. Basically, what started happening is that your sponsorship money has started to disappear for Hockey Canada. There are parents talking about taking their kids out of Hockey Canada's programs, not wanting to pay the fees that you have to pay to have your kid part of the program. There are provinces who have or are threatening to remove their funding to Hockey Canada as well. So once the money talks, things are going to change. And there's a lot of discussion about how many at the top in Hockey Canada are going to end up potentially losing their jobs as a result of everything that's gone on around Hockey Canada. And so that's still a thing, and I would think that the board, the chair stepping down is just the start. It's going to be a lot. That board meeting would be likely very interesting to hear if that was something that was actually televised publicly. It won't be, but it would be very interesting if it was. Lawson Crouse, as they go into arbitration, himself and the Arizona Coyotes. Crouse is asking is $4 million. The Coyotes are countering by offering $2.5 million. If Lawson Crouse plays the way that he can, that $4 million could end up being a bargain. The puck doesn't always go in the net for Crouse one season to the next, but he's a very good, talented player, hard worker, and he is one of the stronger players in the National Hockey League. Very hard to knock off the puck. Again, it comes down to puck luck with him. Some seasons it's there, some seasons it's not. But I think it's a reasonable ask, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised at Arizona only offering 2.5 because the Coyotes have a lot of cap space. They could afford to give Crouse $4 million and not really be overly concerned. So it'll be interesting to see if it does end up going through arbitration. Isn't Trenton the only one that's actually gone through and been awarded through arbitration thus far? Many cases these get headed off last moment. Jason Zucker, who only played 41 games this past season, has said that he's healthy, feels good. He's excited about this upcoming season. If he is healthy and if he's going to play every game, and depending on which line he ends up on, he can end up being one of those guys that you put in your fantasy league relatively late. Maybe guys will forget about him. He only had 17 points last year, but he could be a 20-goal, 45, 50-point guy maybe. And he, honestly, that's not too shabby. So we'll see what happens with Zucker. It really is about staying healthy. He had a very rough season in terms of being able to stay healthy this past year. So knock on wood. I don't have wood with it. Well, kind of. There we go. There, now I made the camera shake. Aren't you glad I did that? But anyways, and you didn't even hear the wood because it just didn't make any noise. There you go. So Jason Zucker hoping to stay healthy this upcoming season, and I wish him the best with that. Preseason starts on September 24th. The oddity of that is that I'm going to be in Los Angeles on the 23rd and 24th. There are concerts being put on by the band Rammstein, which I have every intent to see because LA is as close as they're getting to Vancouver. When I saw them in Vancouver, I knew they wouldn't come back because tickets did not sell very well. So off to LA I go, and it means I end up missing the first night of the preseason this coming year. So yeah, there's that. But of course, preseason's just the beginning of everything, and we'll be back home on the 25th, of course. The 2023 UFA class is already starting to generate a lot of discussion because, of course, the 2022 class is done. Almost anyways. Apologies to Nazem Kadri and a few others. But keep in mind next year's free agent class is expected to be on July 1st. That's the plan. That's when free agency should start. Back to the old day. I've missed them having it on July 1st. Of course, they didn't in 2020. They didn't in 2021 or this year. So I am very much looking forward to having it back on July 1st. So Canada Day is officially NHL Free Agent Day. So I can wear my Canucks hat with all the Maple Leaf paraphernalia on it. And have some fun with that this coming season. But the free agents to watch, I think anyways, in terms of whether or not they might be traded, what's going to happen, Kane and Taves, obviously, in Chicago. Those are the ones you're going to get a lot of articles over the next 6 to 8 months on what might happen. JT Miller, there's going to continue to be a lot of discussion. I actually got a kick out of it on Twitter when Huberdeau signs, and immediately the first conversation was, what does this do for Miller? And it's become kind of ridiculous, so that might become a thing here on the channel. When somebody signs a contract, maybe I just say, so what does this mean for JT Miller? And of course, we'll see how all that turns out, likely around the deadline and all that. Now, on the St. Louis front, there are two interesting ones. One, Tarasenko, whose contract's up next summer, obviously. That's why I'm talking about the 2023 UFA class. And the discussions of whether or not he's wanted a trade out of St. Louis. And if he decided to stay and sign there, I wouldn't blame him, because I think he's had a very solid career with the Blues. The other one to watch, though, to me anyways, is Ryan O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly is a very key member of the St. Louis Blues, but at this stage, and at this point where, he is getting a little bit older by hockey player standards, does he end up, if St. Louis is, say, a middling team, or if they're not, right on that line, what does St. Louis do with O'Reilly? And in the event that they keep O'Reilly, how long do you sign him for, and for how much money? It feels to me like Ryan O'Reilly getting an extension could very well be one of those things that still happens before this season starts up. So I'm not suggesting that he's going to be on the move or anything, just that at this point in time, it would be interesting to see how much value he has and for how long to the St. Louis Blues, or to another team if he were to get traded. But I think St. Louis is going to be interesting to watch for those two key guys being unsigned going into the season. Minor signing being announced this morning as well. Tyler Benson is signing a 1 year, or has signed a 1 year, $750,000 contract with the Edmonton Oilers. It is a two-way contract, so if he gets demoted, then he makes less money. But if he gets demoted, he has to go on waivers, and if he goes on waivers, does Benson clear? Benson, a former Vancouver Giant. I've followed his career. I've been surprised at the fact that it hasn't really worked for him at the NHL level to this point. And I'd be interested to see if he did end up on waivers, if the Oilers decided to make a move and send him down, would the Canucks put in a claim? So, yeah, interesting too. I've seen people asking how many hats I brought on the trip. I brought one hat for each NHL team, so that's 32 hats. I only brought, I think, 5 or 6 jerseys altogether, and really I only wear them for the videos on the channel, meaning I haven't worn almost all of them during this entire trip. I've been wearing t-shirts when we're out on the strip, and to this point I have, to my knowledge, I haven't been recognized by anybody, so it's kind of nice. It's been a nice, relatively fun week, but of course we're doing our series where my wife and I are doing our series on reporting on what we do while we're here and all that fun stuff over on the Entertainment Guy channel. So check those out if you haven't already. Kind of fun videos to throw together, and it has been a very fun trip. I am looking forward to getting home. It's always one of those things where you look forward to getting home, sleeping in your own bed. As comfortable as the beds are, and as comfortable as everything is here, and all the amenities and everything, getting home and getting into your own bed just feels great at the end of a vacation like this. So I'm looking forward to that. But hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a lot. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.